Hi, my name is Del, and welcome to Comic Snags. Okay, before I start showing these comic books, I like to put out a disclaimer out there. I am not an expert on comic books. I just show you what I like and what I bought for. I think is a pretty good bargain. My comic book knowledge is pretty fair, but there's no way I am an expert, and I usually do these videos in just one take, and I usually make mistakes, and I'm really just out there to have fun. And so I've had a few comments saying that I've made mistakes in there, and they pointed out to me, and I actually appreciate that because you know what? In honesty, I am not all knowing in any of this stuff. Thank you so much for those comments. I really do appreciate it because I do learn from my mistakes, and I do learn from the knowledge that you bestowed upon me, which is awesome. All right, now let's go ahead to these comics. So the first one I found was from like one booth, and actually this time I went to like a bunch of different booths, and I just like picked up almost all their comics and stuff like that. Like some of them only had like 4 comics or 5 comics, and I just picked them all up. So this is I got these for $1. This is Fighting Army number 152. And this one here, I actually love the cover. This is I Love You, number 128, and he's got this girl in his arms. Meanwhile, another girl just walks in through the door, and it looks like a little love triangle. So I picked that one up. Ghostly Tales, number 148. I want to say this is Bronze Horror Comics stuff, and then Fighting Marines, number 138. So I picked those up. And then Charlton Classics number 7, featuring Hercules here, giving Bull of Minos, looks like a little judo throw. All right. Then from this other vendor, I picked up these books here, and these were $1 each as well. This is Defenders number 66, and this is actually a minor too. This is the first appearance of All of Us. And then these were kind of cool. I picked up the Micronauts 1, 2, and number 3 for $1 each. And what's great about them is that they're all Whitman variants, and I believe these came in packs. Because when I got them from this guy, he actually had 10 or 15 of them all opened up, all number 1, 2s, and 3s. I kind of wish and I asked him if he had anyone still in the packs, and he said no. I would have bought that as well, but he didn't. But I'm still glad I found these. These are all mint, of course, because they look like they were just taken out of the pack. And then from this vendor, I bought these comic books for $2 each, and I thought they were awesome. This is Undertaker, or number 0, and it's got this great picture of the Undertaker. He was actually my favorite wrestlers in, the 2000s maybe? Yeah, somewhere around there. I love that whole like era of wrestling back then. And this was fantastic find for me. This is Wizard number, I don't know what number. It says July 1998. And this is an Adam Hughes cover. And what's great about it is that it's got a whole bunch of popular superhero women on there. There's Witchblade, Supergirl, Rogue, Wonder Woman, and then actually it's a gatefold. And then you have, then you have Fairchild, Invisible Woman, Catwoman, and Scarlet Witch. I thought this was awesome. This was actually an incredible find for me. I'm really happy I found this and was able to like open it up to take a look at it before I bought it, man. I was so ecstatic to buy this one. All right. Let's get on to the next one. And then this is The Amazing Spider-Woman number 5. And this is the first appearance of Maddie Franklin. And she was recently in the Madam Web movie. So I thought that was great. Then we have Supergirl number 11 with this gorgeous silver Banshee cover. And then from this vendor, he had a whole bunch of books, and we were talking, and he wanted a 20 for it, and I was like, I only really want these books. And then he was like, you know what, it's near the end of the swap meet, so I'll give it to you for 50, and I took it. So these are books that I normally would have skipped over, but I'll show them to you. This is Elephant Man number 69, Elephant Man number 70, 71, 78, 79, and 80. These were more like he was just trying to get rid of his comic books. What I wanted was this little run here. This is die number 1, die number 2, die number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6, the Peach Momoko variant. Okay, yeah, when I was talking to him, he was like, trying to sell this one for 20, the die ones, and then it came down to $10. I told him I'd pay for it, and then he said for $5 more, I'll end those outfit, man. So I took it. All right, let me go show you the next stack. All right. So, this one I picked it from a vendor friend of mine. I think I want to say I paid about $25 for him, maybe 20. So this is Murder Falcon number 1. This is the Ash Can edition. Then I found this one, X-Men Black number 1, and this is a Jeff Campbell, J. Scott Campbell Magneto cover. Then I found this one as well. This is Power Man Iron Fist number 1. This is the Scotty Young variant. And this one. This is Cerebus, I believe. Yeah, this is Cerebus, and this is this is so funny. This is Badvark. I can't even say the word. It just cracks me up. So anyway, this is a spoof off of Batman's Damned oversized comic book from, what was it, Black Label. All right, and then this one I bought from my local LCS. Oh, he's actually not my local LCS. He actually went out of business, and so he started up an Instagram sale, and this was on there. This is Bluntman and Chronic. This is a graphic novel. What I do like about it is that it's signed by Kevin Smith. I am a huge Kevin Smith fan. I got several comics signed by him. I also got signatures from, was it The Comic Book Man? When I went to the Secret Stash, like, I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago, when it was still around, pre-COVID. And I have like a hockey mask signed by Kevin Smith, which is pretty cool. But what I don't have is actually a picture of Kevin Smith with a signature on it. And this just happens to have the signature right over here. So I thought this was a good grab for me. So I picked it up. All right. And then from this vendor, I paid $10 for it. This is the Fighting 5. I'm not really quite sure what the number is. I'll probably flash it on the screen there. But this is the first appearance of the Fighting 5, which is pretty cool. And this vendor, I bought 2 comic books from him, and I paid 20 bucks. He was trying to sell this for 20, and then I talked him down to 10. And this is Star Wars number 10. And this is not only is just a gorgeous cover, but this is the first appearance of Ashad Hut. And then I also found this one. This is Tales of the Teen Titans number 44. It's actually in great condition. It's actually in better condition than the one I have currently right now. And this is the first appearance of Nightwing, of course, but it's also the first appearance of Jericho. It is the origin of Deathstroke and the first appearance of Jackal. I'm so happy to have an upgrade of this comic book into my collection. And then from this vendor, which was the last vendor, I found comic books at. He was actually a friend of mine. He actually sold, I think, this little pack of comic books for, wow, how much did he sell it to me? I want to say about $100. It was somewhere about $100. So this is Edge of Spider-Verse number 4. And this is the first appearance of a whole bunch of spider characters. It's the first appearance of the Spintress right here on the cover. Sort of a Disney-S type character. And the first appearance of Sun Spider, the first appearance of Bishop Octopus, and the first appearance of Queen Mysteria. Not only did he have this variant, he also had this other variant too, a little design variant. So I'm glad I picked those up. I also found this Avengers number 1. Avengers Next number 1, kind of like a future Avengers type thing. And so I picked it up because you never know. If they're gonna take one of these characters and put them in the MCU sometime because of the multiverse. All right. Oh, he also found me these. He knows that I like signed comic books, so he found Blackest Night number 1, and this is signed by Jeff Johns. It's even numbered here. Does it have a nope? no COA. And this one was kind of cool. This is Rick and Morty, Heretics of Rick, #1. I didn't know why he was giving this to me to take a look at. I wasn't quite sure. I do like Rick and Morty, but Rick and Morty has so many series. It's really hard to, for comics, it's really hard to jump on there. But what is kind of cool is that he showed it to me later that it was signed. So there's like 3 signatures on here, and what I can make out was this was Amy Chu's, and this one is Alexander Chang's, and there's a third signature on there, and I'm not really quite sure who actually signed that. It was either Crank or Louis Chin, who is the cover artist for this. I'm not quite sure. I was looking on the internet for a long time, and I just finally just gave up on it. But I'm glad I picked it up. He also showed me this one. This is Tales of Bloody Mary, and I saw the 3 signatures at the bottom. The first one is a signed signature from Tom Carlton, and then there's 2 other signatures I couldn't make out. I thought maybe Tom Carlton put down Bloody Mary, but those are definitely 2 different signatures on there. So I'm assuming, like, since this is like one of those early 90s book, that when they were at conventions, they probably had like a model dress up as Bloody Mary, and she signed it as Bloody Mary, kind of like what Evangeline did with her books. This one here, I can't make that one out at all. I'm thinking it might be the writer Rick Landis, but I'm not sure. But you know what? It's in my collection now, so maybe one of these days I'll find another comic book with that signature and I'll match it up. And then he actually just gave me this one. This is a little sketchbook of drawings by Ben Soto. Then he had like some Silver Age comic books for sale as well. And this one he had in his bins for a long time. It was $40. But I wasn't willing to pay $40 for it. So he actually sold it to me for $10. Which was kind of cool, because man, this is actually beat up. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's totally missing the top corner over here. It's got some severe water damage going on as well. For a Silver Age one, it's actually not so bad, the spine part, but there is like some sort of weird sort of like tear here. I'm not quite sure if it's actually on the cover or it went through the cover. And then, of course, there's a little slice at the bottom over here. Some chipping. But yeah, for $10, I'm glad to have this. This is a Green Lantern number... Oh. Actually, what number is this? Because I know the significance of it. This is actually a minor key. This is the first appearance of Dr. Polaris. And this is number 21. Which is awesome. Then he also sold me these for $5. These are kind of battered and total reader copies, but they're fun to have. This is World's Finest number 128. This is almost stretched out Batman. It's so crazy. Great cover. And then there's Detective Comics number 304 with Clayface as the villain. These are so awesome. And then we have Detective Comics number 319 with his giant Batman face on there. These are all great. If you get these for, even though they're very low grade, if you get them for cheap, they're just some great stuff to have, man. The covers back then were so awesome. And then he also sold me this one too. This is, I bought this one for $10, and this is Avengers number 22. And this has a great cover by Jack Kirby. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I kind of want this one. Then he showed me another comic, which is going to be the last Snagged day. And that comic book was like, yeah, I'm buying that one for sure. No questions asked. And it was this one here. This is Daredevil, number 16. This is the last Snag of the day. This is terrific. Not only is this the first appearance of... Man, who's... some villain who I can't remember, because what I do know this comic for, this is the first time John Romita Sr. drew Spider-Man. So that is the last night of the day. Thank you so much for watching. And of course, if you are new to the channel, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. And if you are returning to this video and I made errors in it, go ahead and leave comments, man. I actually enjoy reading those, and I do learning from the community out there who knows much more about comics than I do. All right. That's the last night of the day. Thank you guys so much. See you next week. All right. Bye-bye.